Okay, we're going to introduce the Mathematics Study Guide. This is something that we're going to start using from time to time. Actually, we're going to use it every day there's assignments. All right? Excuse me. The topic we are working on today is what?
Proportions.
Proportions. So we're going to all write together proportions. All right? Your name. Today's date is 3/12. Okay. The original question is from Crack the Code. This is designed for textbooks. Page is 84. And the problem number we decided we were going to do was 18. And what it is, then we write the problem. And the problem is 3 halves equals 3 1/2 over the letter O. And we're looking for O equals. Okay. So that's what we know before we start the problem. Questions so far on how to solve it so far? Or how to fill out the form so far? Pretty straightforward, right? The rest we'll have to work together on. Key academic vocabulary or definitions associated with this. What kind of vocabulary do we use on this kind of question or topic?
Fraction and proportion.
Fraction, proportion. Those are good. Fraction, good start. And proportion. What definition would you put with fraction?
A number that's before 1, but wait, right after 0.
What about 24 halves?
It could be a mixed number.
Okay. But a fraction, what does a fraction represent? Yes. And what does the numerator represent, and what does the denominator represent? Okay, so fraction I like made up of a numerator and denominator. So what? Now what do we say? Made up of the numerator and denominator.
And it's usually a part of a whole.
Showing a part in a whole.
Yeah.
Everybody in agreement?
Yep.
Showing a part and a whole. Do we want to define numerator equals part, denominator equals whole? Is that pretty clear? Does that help people that have always been, I hate fractions, I don't understand what they are? It's a little piece of that.
Like this. Can you move it over?
Okay. What about a proportion? How are we going to explain that? Yes, Selassie? He said first.
A piece of a whole.
Okay. Well, a piece of a whole, so it's one fraction. What's interesting about a proportion? It's 2 fractions separated by a what? Okay, 2 fractions separated by an equal sign. 2 fractions separated by an equal sign. that's what a proportion is. We're usually solving for something that's missing. You want to say that too? That we're usually solving for something missing?
Yeah.
We usually solve for a missing piece. What I knew about my question before I attempted to solve it. I'll let you guys do. Can you guys figure out what you knew and what you didn't know?
No.
Because everybody's going to be different.
Because it's our brains.
Okay. What did you know about? What do you know about this?
We're trying to
That
find
they are
O, what
numbers.
the O We're trying to figure out what O is.
Oh, I'm trying to find O. I'm trying to find O. And I'm going to put in parentheses, it's not 0. Okay? And what else do you know? I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to cross multiply.
I'm going to have to cross.
Okay? So your critical thinking is showing your work. Make a note for yourself. I'm going to show my work here.
I'm going to have to cross. I'm going to have to cross.
Okay? So let's just cross multiply. 3 O equals 2 times 3 and 1/2. So identify the step. What did we do in that step? So this is a me chart. What did we do? What was this happening?
Okay,
We
separated.
cross multiply. Good. Now we're going to have to do something else before we do anything else. Can you multiply by a mixed number?
So you have to make it to a proper fraction.
Okay, so we're going to do 3 times the letter O equals 2 times what's 3.5 as an improper fraction?
7.5.
7 halves.
7.5.
7 halves. So turn 3 and 1/2 into improper fraction. Now, we can do two things. We could either multiply or we can divide both sides to isolate the variable. Let's isolate the variable by dividing both sides by 3. What do you say? Isolate variable, and I'm going to put in parentheses, divide both sides
Wait, which side do we write that on?
by 3. So we write the me chart, the E is on the right. Over here we're going to divide both sides by 3.
I can't see what you're pointing
Oh,
to.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I'd gone below.
Yeah.
Okay? So now we just have the letter O over here equals 2 times 7 halves over 3. What should we do now? What do you think? Shall we simplify the numerator?
Sure.
That's an order of operations thing, so that makes sense. Simplify numerator. So O equals 7/3. Are we done, or should we turn it back into a mixed number? Turn answer into mixed number. N-U-M-B-R-O equals how many 3s and 7? 2. How many left over? 1. Denominator is?
3.
Solved. Okay. Summarize what you accomplished with this problem.
We did the work.
What did you accomplish? What did you discover? I mean, because I know the reason you picked it was because it had a fraction in a numerator or a denominator. How do you know your answer is correct? Can you figure out how your answer is correct?
Do it the opposite way.
Yeah, you can put your answer in. Shall we? Okay, 3 halves equals 7 halves over 7 thirds. Okay? So what would that be? What's 7 halves times 3 sevenths? Okay, what's 7 halves times 3 sevenths? 3 halves? 3 halves equals 3 halves. That works out pretty well, doesn't it? Did you run into any problems? Did you have any aha moments?
Sure. Yeah.
Actually, did you, as we walked through it?
No, not really.
Not because we went step by step by step together. Okay, summarize how you accomplished the problem, and only you can write these summaries for yourselves, because there are different things that you discover when you do problems this in depth. We're going to do one of these each assignment day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We did our first one together. Questions about how these work? Are they pretty clear? Do you see how that will help you learn math better? They seem evil though, but they're not.